So in this video, I really want to get into talking about feeling is the secret and having clear intentions. I want to get it as clear as possible because I want you to be able to start doing this thing. Now, I've been on this journey for about 6.5, 7 months, really trying. And my life has changed, and my life is changing on a regular basis and improving. I've become fitter, I've become healthier. I'm out walking every single morning at 5 a.m, getting my steps in. I've stopped drinking, I'm eating a little bit better. I've started this YouTube channel to try and explore where I want to go in life and develop it further. And the only way to do it is by being accountable and tracking my progress in this channel. So every day I am watching videos, I'm watching content, and I'm trying to get the ideas to come in. Now these ideas are actually what we call inspired action. It's when the universe is sending something your way to make you think, yes, I'm going to give that a go. Okay, and that's the universe doing that. So how do we do it? How do we do it? What do we do? And how do we do it? Well, it's all about feelings and knowing what you want. So the title is all about having a clear intention, and feeling is the secret, so to speak. Just walking up this hill. I told you I'm getting fitter, but I am much fitter than I was 7 months ago, 6.5, 7 months ago, where I was really out of breath and there's no way I'd have been able to talk walking up this hill. So forgive me. So today I watched a Joe Dispenza video, and he starts off by saying having a clear intention. Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? A clear intention simply means knowing what it is you want, what it is you're trying to aim for, what it is you're trying to get into your life. Okay? And really it comes down to asking yourself a few questions if you don't know the answer straight away. If you cannot think of what it is you want, ask yourself some questions. And it goes a bit like this. What would it feel like if I had a big house with 6 bedrooms and an acre of land, 5 acres of land, whatever? What would it feel like? What would it feel like if I had no money worries at all? How would I act? What kind of person would I have to be if I were to be the person that owned all of that? How would that person act? So you're asking yourself what it is you would want to be and what it is you'd want. What would it feel like to have £1 million in the bank? £10 million in the bank? $10 million in the bank? What would it feel like? How would my life be every single day? But more importantly, how would I feel? How would I feel? What would you feel? You'd feel joy. You'd wake up every single morning smiling, wouldn't you? You'd wake up smiling every single morning and you think, today's going to be an amazing day. I no longer have to rush to work. I no longer have to fight through traffic. Today I get to do the things I want to do for me. The things what make me happy. The things that put a smile on my face. So, when you get an idea of what it is you're wanting, that grey car goes past every single morning, fast. Every morning it comes flying down here. So, intention is knowing what you want and basically saying, this is what I want. So if you know what you want, fantastic. If you don't really know what you want, then you ask these questions. What would it feel like if I had this thing? What would it feel like if I had this car? What would it feel like if I was with that person? What would it feel like if I was totally healthy? What would it feel like having no money worries at all? What would I do? What would I do with my day? How would the day go? How would I plan my day? So you ask these questions and you get these ideas. It's like daydreaming. And these are the kind of things we did when we were children. But then we grew up. And then society pushed us down, didn't it? It pushed us down with debt, stress, worries, anger, anguish, depression. It's all about programming, isn't it? Programming of the mind. So we knew that when we were born, we had good intentions. We had ideas, we had dreams, we had inspiration. And so when you've got your clear intention and you know what it is you want, then you think about the feelings and how you would feel. So let's take an example. My intention is to be a full-time content creator. At the time of doing this video, I work for myself. I've got a business and I'm in people's gardens, in the yards, and I enjoy it. However, the dream is not to have to deal with lots of customers, especially certain ones which make life difficult. The dream is to get up when I want, do what I want, when I want, but yet create content that serves and helps and enriches the lives of others. So what would it feel like for me to be a full-time content creator? And so I asked myself these questions, and I would feel joy. Definitely going to feel joy because I wake up every morning and the sun shines out a lot, and it's just amazing. I'd feel happy, I'd feel positive, I'd feel like, yes, there's opportunities ahead. You know, you feel like there's a chance in life. Okay? Now, if you've got it, you'd also feel grateful. You'd feel thankful, wouldn't you? You'd say, I'm so grateful now that I have this in my life. And so you've got your intention, you know what it is you want, and then you start to think about the feelings. This is why we're asking the questions. You're thinking about the feeling. This is what it's coming from, the feeling of how you would feel being that person in that life. How would you feel inside if you'd got that? And that's what you've got to think of, and that's what you've got to ask yourself. And so you hold on to that feeling for long enough. Spend a bit of time every morning somewhere when it's peaceful, when there's not loads of people, when the TV's not on, the radio's not on. I'm in nature. Can you hear the birds? It's beautiful. You can be at one with your inner self. And so these are the two parts that I've come to understand from all the videos I've watched, and more recently from a video of Dr. Joe Dispenza today. So get your intention, think about the feelings, and if you want to, write it down in a little notebook. And I have a notebook at the side of my bed. Every single day, write down all the little aspects of what you would do, what your life would look like, having these things in your life. I often do something called scripting, which is where I imagine I've got this thing and I write it down, but I'm writing it in an excited way, and even the words come across as being excited. So for example, I have written down, it's not word for word, but something like, OMG, I can't believe that I'm now a full-time content creator and I'm making content that genuinely really helps other people to lift their lives up and become happier and become more conscious people. This is amazing, this is fantastic. I'm so thankful and I'm so grateful for having this in my life. Every day I wake up so excited. I walk in nature, I feel inspiration. I get ideas that come to me. The universe is sending me these ideas because I know what I want and I'm aligned, because I'm in that positive mindset, because my mood or vibration is lifted by being in nature, by being grateful, by being thankful. Life is amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so that's basically the sort of thing I write. So it's all about daring to dream, having your clear intentions, and then imagining what you would feel like by having these things in your life. Now I think I've pretty much covered it. So I'm going to end the video. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I'm still very much early days on my own journey, but this is how I see it, and what I can definitely say is that things are happening. I actually started another YouTube channel about 6.5 months ago, talking about walking and creating better habits and becoming happier as a result. And as the channel grew, I started to talk about manifesting, but the people on that channel were not interested in manifesting so much. And that's why I've started this channel. However, at the start of that channel, I was scripting and writing down what a typical day would be like, how I would feel, having all these things. And I did script having over 1,000 subscribers, and guess what? I've got that. So I've got that on that channel. And I'm still scripting to grow that channel even further. And of course, I would like it to continue to grow so I can become a full-time content creator. But also, now that I've got this channel and I'm able to express all the things I'm wanting to become when manifesting, it's allowing me to grow this channel. Even though it's still early days, I feel that sharing my journey is helping people. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Take care. See you soon.